sleight of hand and magic, but actually forms of experiences that people associate that lead them to another place. Is there a dark side to that? And today as well, I just remember, as it comes to mind, a few years ago, invited to someone's home, and there was a guru there. People that I saw when I drove up, a driveway filled with Rolls Royces, the most expensive cars. I walk in, he has this man sitting on the floor, and he has his beloved followers and disciples literally worshiping him. And I felt a vibe that was not, I will call it a healthy vibe. Then we started a conversation. I was invited. I wasn't even sure what the agenda was, but I was invited just to speak. But then I realized that the people invited me wanted me to help get some people out of this cult. And it was definitely something was wrong. Now, this man was brilliant and sensitive, but I felt a certain, it was his ego. Did it get to him? Did he justify behavior in the name of some higher spiritual state? And it was then that I came to discover, and I'm not going to go through the graphic details, but it was quite sordid, let's put it this way. I realized firsthand that there's a very thin line between spirituality, sensuality, and sexuality. And if you don't know how to straddle that line, if you don't know how to navigate, boundaries can be crossed in ways that create quite a lot of damage. Because remember, the deeper you go into a person's soul, the deeper and more intimate you go into the psyche, into the spirit. So on one hand, yes, it can open up completely new channels, can get beyond traumas and fears and inhibitions and insecurities that block us, but you're also opening up a very vulnerable place. Think of like open heart surgery. You don't just do that in the street. It needs to be a sterilized environment, everything perfect, because the deeper you go into something, the more sensitive it is. The more even one drop that goes off, the more destructive it could be. Think of a piece of dust on your finger isn't very significant, but on your eyeball, quite irritating. And the same thing is with our psyches, which is why anyone who's a practitioner, a therapist, a mentor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a soul doctor, whatever you want to call the person who's dealing with soul matters, has to be extra careful, even more than a physical doctor, because you're opening up literally the most vulnerable, defenseless place in a person. You want to make sure that there's purity that enters. There's no other agendas, because one iota off can create very deep damage.
Christopher Randall Frazier, when I met you at that mental institution, the one that my mom put me in when she didn't want to deal with the fallout of allowing her child to be sexually molested from the age of 2 until she was 10. You went by Dr. Melancholy. You know what causes melancholy? The meditation of black bile. Pedophilia is black bile. And the same black line that was drawn on you, it ain't drawing me in.